No, it's a dark video, by the way. Meaning I'm not in it. I'm not in the middle of something. So, anyway, Mel Ernest Winfield, I met in 1979 approximately. A friend of mine and I were walking along Davie Street, Vancouver, British Columbia, and we noticed the Aquarian Universology Institute in a lecture. We went up there. He gave a lecture on nucleonic energy and other stuff. And I just happened to say what I was doing, replicating Tesla stuff. That got his interest, and he said, would you be interested in a Van de Graaff generator? It's kind of damaged, you have to repair it. And he went down to the basement and got it, and I took it to Billy Ross's apartment. And then later, since I lived at 1458 East 29th Street, Williams Valley, North Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada, Mel would come and visit. And Winfield would film stuff or camera. I don't know if he had videos, but the CBC video, Brent, his name was filming, and he freaked out. Kind of levitating a gun or something. Stuff would float in the air, and it looks kind of weird, I suppose, to most people. Or a magic trick or something. But Mel, I was with Billy Ross, who also wrote a report, which I still have. But Mel was very interested in what I was doing at the time, and I don't know why. So Mel visited a number of times over, I guess, a year or more. Probably, yeah, I think so. It's interesting. I'm trying to remember exact dates, but so Mel wrote a book. I might have a copy. I don't know. I know he gave me a copy of the book and all the information that he was concerned with me. So as time passed on, my parents went for vacation in Acapulco. I was with Billy Ross, and we looked after my parents' house for some weeks. And since that's 3045 Crescent View Drive, North Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. I like giving proper info, I hope. He brought, that's just how I met Alex Pizarro through Mel Winfield. They both came to my parents' house and interviewed me for quite a while, actually. How do I do this? How do I do that? And multi-wave oscillators. Vacuum tube, Tesla coils, spark gaps, Van de Graaff, broadband transmission, RF, magnetic fields, and that kind of thing. So I went on and on. So they seemed to understand it. Okay. And I didn't realize why would this be important. Anyway, I built Tesla's special transformer, I think 1899, disruptive discharge transformer, which I'm still trying to find parts for to just build it. And it's shown in the Los Alamos videos and the other videos and stuff like that. I got slides of it, actually. So as time passed, Pizarro would come and visit too. And he had a Super 8mm film camera, I believe, and film stuff. And Mel would accompany him once in a while, and more time passed. It gets kind of weird. Okay, apparently Mel went to Hathaway's first energy conference back in Toronto. And so, that happened, and then Pizarro would ask me questions. So, how did you meet Mel, and what is this and that? I explained, well, no, it's not Mel's. I've been doing this for a number of years. I want to remind you, this is 1980, I think, about that time. And he got really angry at Mel Winfield. And they had a fight, and I think I met Hathaway at the same time. I think George came out and talked to me or did something or filmed stuff. It's a long time ago, guys. That's kind of the story of Mel Winfield. He got funding, was to receive funding or had funding from Undersecretary for Henry Kissinger. I happened to mention it to Alex Pizarro, and he said, I'm going to get in contact with a certain friend who I know too. I'm not mentioning any names. As more time passed, I was living with Billy Ross at the time. Mel calls me, he said, you never know what, you never guess what happened. I said, no, all these agents were around his place and questioning him and looking through papers. I said, oops, I don't know. I really don't, what's that all about? Did you do something naughty or wrong? And then that ended. I had a conversation with Tom Bearden on the phone. He used to work for Redstone Nuclear Labs, and he arranged me to be on the Defense Department's SBIR program, which I was, till about 2005 when they went digital. But so that's basically the story of Mel Ernest Winfield. And there was a lot of weird stuff going on. I got to visit some Canadian Security Intelligence Service because of the Yugoslavian embassy. Somebody's trying to get information or something like that. I might have all that information in my files. So, also George Hathaway, I believe, got weird phone calls just before the U.S. government tests and stuff we did. Well, that's the story of Mel Winfield. Oh, I hear EVO, so I better get him. There's a lot of papers I have that should be sorted out. But anyway, I'm going to go keep it short. It's kind of a weird video, but okay.